Hello everyone, my name is Sean again and I'm an instructor at the American Academy. Once again, I just want to thank you guys for watching these videos. We really appreciate it. Okay, so today I want to be talking about the GRE test. Now, the GRE test is an aptitude test, just like the SAT test, but the GRE test is really going to measure how well you're going to do in your graduate studies. Just like the SAT test, it's even more important to study the vocabulary for the GRE test, and the same is true with the math vocabulary. But even native English speakers, when they take the GRE, they will study the vocab of the GRE for months. So if you are not studying the GRE vocabulary months in advance, you're really at a big disadvantage, especially being English not as your native language. Okay. There's also two essay writing sections on the GRE test, and so you really should be familiar with American style of writing. It's generally just a classic 5-paragraph opinionated essay. But they also ask you to kind of pick apart arguments that someone is making. And so here you really need to be familiar with good research, right? Research, for example, psychology research, has to be done in a certain way in order for it to be reliable and for it to have validity. So becoming familiar with what makes a study reliable or valid is really important for this test. Okay, going along with that, you should know about maybe different surveys research. You should know about observational research. You should become familiar with what the type 1 error is and the type 2 error. You should also be familiar with the saying that correlation does not mean causation. What that means is just because two variables are related or increasing at the same time, does that mean that the increase of A causes the increase of B? There could be a third variable that is responsible for the increase of both of them. So you should be able to pick apart different arguments like this. The next tip for the GRE test is just to know the structure of the test. Okay, if you know the structure of the test going in there, it's not going to be as scary. You're not going to be nervous. You're not going to see a question that you've never seen before. You're going to understand the different question types and you're going to know what to expect. And when you know what to expect, it makes the test a little less scary. Okay, so for the math sections of this, they do allow you to have a calculator for both sections, but it's going to be an on-screen calculator, which really aren't that great. So what's important here for the math section is really using the calculator, not a lot. Now, again, you can use the calculator for big equations that you might not be able to do in your head, but a lot of the math questions really have simple solutions for them. And you just kind of have to look at it and be like, okay, they gave me this information and then this information, and what does that mean? They're not looking for you to do huge, long equations on every single math problem. There's usually just a really simple and short solution. So you just need to identify that. The other advice that I have for you is that you should really be practicing every single day. And this is the reason, because even if you're practicing the vocab every day, maybe you also want to be practicing a couple math problems every day. It kind of goes along with creating your own study plan. When you create goals for yourself, it just gives you a good timetable to see how long it takes you to learn something or to go over certain different aspects of the test. And this will just really help you to just become fully prepared for the test when the test day arrives. Also, for the essays, they're going to have a list of the essays online. And so it's possible that the essays that you practice at home are going to be the essays on the test. But there is such a large number that it's unlikely. But it is still possible. So maybe just reading through all the different essay types will really just help you on this test to see what they're asking for and just so you know, again, what to expect. And again, just like the SAT, when you read a word that you might not be familiar with, they're never not going to just give you the word and then that's it. They're always going to give you a couple of clues or some patterns that will help you identify what that word really means. So being comfortable with looking for these clues and finding them out is going to be really helpful for you in passing this test. Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Sean, and I hope to see you soon.